Hello, hello, hello.
Peace, peace, peace.
It is Friday again. Time
Friday.
flies. Friday. Yes, it is Friday night. We're here with Sunshine. How you doing, Miss Sunshine?
Mm, doing all right, despite the fact having like an allergic reaction attack right now. Oh my gosh.
Always a challenge, bro. As
Because I already knew if I'd have took that Benadryl, because I can't take the pink pills. The dye, I have a reaction to it. It makes my heart race and everything. So I
always.
keep,
Oh boy.
yeah. And, um, I wouldn't have woke up in time had I taken even 5 milliliters of it. So
I
I'll be
hear
all
you.
right until we're done.
Alrighty. Well, you definitely will press through like always.
hmm
So let's just go ahead and let everybody know who do we have tonight.
We have Zakaria the poet. I met her, nouns and verbs, when we were in person. And this young sister is so, like, when I say talented, talented, like, she's powerful. She packs a mighty little punch. And what's so amazing is that, you know, meeting her, she seemed familiar. And it wasn't until this past holiday coming into the new year, I see why she seemed familiar because I know her dad. Her dad is a DJ. And so when I moved to Greensboro, eventually, moving around in the circuit, we got to know each other cool. He DJs some of the best parties, some of the best nights at some of the clubs around Greensboro. So, and I just kept looking at the pictures like, wow, that's what it is. And when you see her next to her dad, like, okay, yeah, they're related. But she is very dope and up and coming, and one of the younger generations that's forging forward in Greensboro with the poetry scene. I don't want to allude to too much, so let's go on and bring her on.
Indeed.
Hey, hey,
Yay!
how you doing? How you
Good.
doing?
Good. You gotta excuse me, the allergy thing,
I understand.
the pineapple in my juice, and oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, we've been having some great weather, but that's also why.
We have been having amazing weather. I was just saying that it was like 80 degrees the other day.
Yes, it was 70 something today.
Mm,
Yesterday it was 80. The day before that it was like 75, and it was like,
Hot,
yeah.
full
North
spring.
Carolina been acting up. I know it ain't Florida, but you know, it's been acting up here. I've been liking it. I've been liking it a lot.
I told y'all it's full spring. It's full spring because everybody wearing the little skimpy tops and the shorts outside. It's gonna be cold next week. Y'all need to stop that.
It's gonna be next week. It's gonna be cold tomorrow. It's gonna be 55.
It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold
And then it's gonna go back up. Like
right back.
that's the crazy part. It's gonna go right back up to like 70 something on Sunday and Monday.
We gonna be regretting talking about this hot weather when the summer get here and it's 100 degrees again. Y'all
Oh,
Yeah.
remember?
not me, not me, not me, not me. I'm
I
ready for
there, but
it.
I
I'm
So
always ready.
I'm
I'm
gonna let y'all
always
chop it up. So I'll be in the back.
all right. So I was in the introduction. I was alluding to the part which I didn't even let you know. Remember when I told you when I first met you, you reminded me of somebody. Like I
I
couldn't understand who it was.
yeah.
I know your dad.
You know my father. You know the instrumental. That's my daddy.
Yeah, and I was like, the holidays, I'm, looking at everybody's pictures, and I said, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like, that's who it
Surprise,
is.
surprise.
Yeah, and it's like, as soon as you put, like, with me and my son, as soon as they put us together, boom, you can tell, yeah. And you can definitely tell that they're mine, even if I'm not standing there. But now I see.
Yeah, Sharita asked me, she was like, "Who's your father?" I was like, you probably know him, like Sugar Shack knows him. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's DJ Instrumental. She's like, that's your father? Like, really? Like, yeah, that's my dad. DJ Small Wonder knows my father.
Yep. Oh, the whole
Yeah,
crew. The whole
yeah.
look.
Everybody knows my
The
dad.
whole arts community, the hood, and those that's not part of the hood, they all know your dad.
They all know my daddy. And it's just like, I can't go nowhere in Greensboro without hearing, oh, it's DJ Instrumental's daughter. You his twin. You look just like him. Like,
Yeah, look, I was gonna say, well, that's definitely the thing, definitely. So,
I,
you know that I know that much about you. You can tell the folks how old you are, but
I'm like,
give them background of yourself. I know where you went to school at.
yeah.
The things that you got going on, and like how or when did poetry become an important role in your life?
So I'm 19. I graduated in 2021 from James B. Dudley High School, the illustrious. So much love for my alma mater. I actually found the poetry club there, but I was writing way, way before Dudley. I started writing when I was 11 years old. I just had a whole bunch of like things going on in my head, and it was like, I don't know how to get this out. So I started like watching YouTube videos, seeing all these people like doing spoken word. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So I wrote a few things. They're all like so dark. Like I still have all of my notebooks with all of my old poetry in it. And it's so dark and like depressing. I'm so glad I'm out of that space in my life. But
Indeed, that's
what
good.
it wasn't good either. It was terrible. But you grow, you learn all those different types of things. So
Hmm.
I was like 15 or 16. I found the poetry club at Dudley, and I was working with Mosaic Soul. Um,
That's my
and
boy.
hmm,
So that's my boy.
yeah, we love Mosaic Soul. So I was working with him. He's been my mentor since I was a sophomore in high school. Great guy, just all around like great person. He's so cool, and he was helping us with the poetry club. He was the one who kind of pushed me out of my shell a little bit, helped me find my space in the poetry
Hmm.
world, because I was bouncing a little bit all over everywhere. But I found the poetry club. I've stuck with Mosaic Soul since then, and everything has gotten bigger, so much bigger than I ever thought it would be. I self-published my own book and everything at 17 years old.
And pause. What is the name of that book?
Fantasy poetry from the mind of Imani Zakaria. hmm
Mm,
It
that
is
is nice.
12 poems that I put together. Morgan Flower Child helped with the fundraising and putting everything together.
Shout
Um,
out to baby sis.
yes, love Morgan.
You
So
you know
yeah,
you know she's out here this weekend, right? She's back in
I
stateside.
did not know that. I did not know that. I gotta.
Yes,
We
she's
gotta.
back for a spell, not
Or
permanent.
she'd be here. She'd be here whenever.
Exactly. So, with your book,
Mhm.
what was you hoping to achieve in putting out this book?
So it started off as a joke, actually. Like Morgan,
Really?
like Morgan was like, like with all these poems you got, you should write a book. And I was like, haha, yeah. And she's like, I'm serious. And I like I took it as a joke the entire time. I up
Morgan has
until the
that
time.
way. She has that way of saying things. Girl, you just better. But she's so serious. But it
Mhm.
sounds like it's a joke. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I'm like, haha. So I thought like we were joking until she was like, okay, can you send me like the final cut for your book? Like, what are we doing? I'm like home from Atlanta. I'm like, you like we were serious?
Hmm.
Yes, we were serious. Like, you need to get this book together. We can self-publish it. We can make sure you have everything that you need. We can fundraise. And I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna get serious about this. Put 12 poems together, tying in mental health and just like satire and just stuff about the movement, obviously, the Black Lives Matter movement.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was so much stuff in there in the poems that like there's some stuff that I had never talked about in that book, and like breakups, all that different type of stuff.
How
Um,
did you feel writing about the things, like pretty much exposing the things that you hadn't shared with people in that book?
so when I was putting the poems together, I had 9 poems, and I was like, I need 3 more because I wanted 12 because we were gonna make the book $12, 12 poems. That was
Mm-hmm.
the premise of the thing. So I was like, I need 3 more poems. So there was this poem that I wrote when I was affiliated with the Gate City Slam team with Josephus and all of them
Mm-hmm.
in 2020. Um, I wrote this poem, and it was about an experience that like pretty much shaped a lot of my like teen years. From the time I was about 10 years old to the time I was about 14. Um, so that event, that one event, because it was a prompt about writing about the one event that shaped who you are today. And I wrote about it. It's in the book. It's something that happened with my father. And I was like, okay, I'm not ready to perform this now. When I wrote it, I was like, I'm not ready to share it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just know I wrote it. Like,
Yeah.
it's called the Lord's Prayer. And I wrote it in April of 2020. It took me like 2 weeks to write this poem. And I was like, okay, I have 10 and 11. I need my 12th poem.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, am I ready for the world to know this? Am I ready for this part of my life to be out? And I talked to my dad, I talked to my mom, I talked to everybody who was like a big part of my life. And my cousin Cameron actually was the one who pushed me to
Oh,
act.
you just love those cousins of ours.
My cousins are like my brothers. I love those
Mhm.
boys. So he pushed me. He was like, "Go ahead and put it in there." So I put it in there, and my dad actually cried reading that poem. And
Mm.
I've never seen my father cry before, so it was like crazy. Just the reaction that I got, the raw emotion, and we actually got to sit down and have a talk about it, and it helped a lot getting it out. So yeah, that was the hardest poem to put out ever. That was the hardest poem I've ever had to put out. But I think now I'm more settled. I feel better about it being 3 years later, and
Mm-hmm.
actually 3 years almost to the date. February 25th was my official book signing. So yeah.
Yeah, look at here. Today is the 24th.
Yeah.
See how I love how the divine energy just works.
Yeah.
A lot of us that I have interviewed, we all started right around the same time, 11 years old, third grade-ish, and also, um, Lee, can you share that last flyer that I put? Because I have to share this. One, we know all of these people, but I've had Shantae Renee, the poetess. I've had Tayon, and I've had the host, Paige the poet on. And now I have Zakaria the poet. So, y'all look for this. Tay was sending this to me, and I was like, yeah, I was like, I really want to be there. So I don't know if I might have to do a replay for next Friday, or unless, I just get tickets and just, go live from there.
Right.
So what we'll see. But so after your dad reading that poem and you guys having, a conversation, coming terms with whatever it was, because I think I remember the one that you were speaking of. But what did that do for your relationship with your dad?
It definitely strengthened my relationship with my father. I thought that he was going to be angry with me. I thought that he was going to be upset. Like, why would you put that out? Because it was such a big secret. Like, it was such a big secret. And if you read the book, you read the poem. And I think I've performed it in Nouns and Verb as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it strengthened our relationship, and it made my father more conscious of like certain things that he would say to me or certain things that he would do. So, just growth in our relationship is all that I've ever asked for. Just making sure that like we're both understanding of each other, because I'm an adult now, and we just need that mutual respect. Like, I'm still your child, but we gotta.
I'm trying to spread my wings, Daddy.
That was another thing. Like, there are so many people in the space who know my father, and it's like I've been through so much. And like, I lived with my dad for 10 years of my life, with just my dad and his wife, and then I moved back in with my mom after a whole bunch of stuff happened. That's in the poem as well. And like, moving in with my mom was a big change. Like, I hadn't seen her since I was like 8 years old. I wasn't around her a lot since I was 2. Like, we had lived together since I was 2 years old. So it was like meeting my mother, meeting my family all over again. But now, like, me and my mama, that's my best friend. And like, me and my father had that relationship to where we have those boundaries, we have that mutual respect, and we also just have like a father-daughter relationship that I wanted when I was a kid. Me and my dad have always been close. He was there, but like, he wasn't there.
Peace. Uh-oh.
Am I heard? Oh, no.
The camera went out. We having technical difficulties.
Oh no.
My laptop wouldn't work, so I had to come to the desktop.
Is it not working?
Yeah, it looks like you're going through what I had with my laptop.
So if you can exit and come back in. There you go. It happens. It's one of those days.
Technology, man, that's all I can say. It's just been real funky all week, especially at work.
So I tell you what, let's go ahead and do the blast artist early so that she can come back. And
I'm down with it.
This is our boy Yamasani with Eric and Derez, and this is called Frequency Rise.
I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. This is my crescendo. I didn't know my mind was a pencil until I took the time to define that I am more than a skeleton on a peloton, on a skeleton, running marathons, don't compare to none. Cause I'm really just keeping up with my own pace. You breathing with these demons, that's really why you throw shade. I had to battle my own shadow clones, burning L's and taking shots of liquor when my dad went home. I wasn't at my lowest, I was baritone. Styrofoam got me singing off key. I lost G's, investing in others, lost dreams. That taught me the top G was OD, my homie. I only owe me. Slowly I came to the conclusion that fables were congruent with the labels I placed on the wrong human. The moment I saw through it, I split myself open. Now the true me can walk through it. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. With nonchalant grace, they get my attention like about face. They told me not to clout chase and sitting on the couch waste your essence. They told me not to joust hate, without faith it's reckless. The mouth makes the questions and colostrum is precious. Retention of the seed puts an end to all the fatigue. If you're not intrigued, then this comprehension's out of your league. First you gotta be stay, then you gotta believe, then you gotta be great, then you gotta receive. It told me I was blocking my blessings by not collecting what's headed in my direction. Embedded in my complexion is the melanin that Yaqub had, but his dissension was his downfall. Universal law takes no exceptions. They told me stay ready to build and gave dimensions. A great investment to break chains of a pagan presence. They told me everything was gonna change when I came to Texas. Now I'm about to blow like nose from chest and nasal congestion. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise.
Okay.
All right.
Are we good?
Nope, we don't see.
No.
And we got echo.
Okay. 1 second, y'all. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
No.
Okay.
And this way,
Right.
this is a nice segue where I can ask you, because I've been letting off for you lately. What's up with your poetry?
Hey, it ain't nothing but the rent right now.
All right, and we back.
Yes, we are. So let me finish my part, and then we'll get into. Yeah, you're good. You are good. So, if you're an independent artist or an even up-and-coming comedian or even a spoken word poet that is looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register as an artist for free. That's blastmusic247.com, changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, back to you, ladies.
All right, for the free. Let's not forget, people, for the free. Can't get no lower than that. So, you was answering about the change in getting back around your mom and the family and how you guys are, now the best of friends. So, have you shared any of your poetry with your mom? Did anybody say that they used to write poetry?
My mom, no. I mean, she's seen my videos, but like actively her, like me sharing it with her, no. It's weird having my mom see me in that capacity, especially now that my poetry is the way that it is now, like me being older. And then my auntie actually writes poetry, so I had her come to a Nouns and Verb one day, and she was like blown away. She was like, I didn't know that you could do this. Like, why didn't we know this? Like, I just don't invite y'all to nothing.
Yeah, listen, you better let these folks know what I know about you. Especially, I'm glad to see you out there working and pushing. So, what is this that I hear? What else are you working on and doing? It's not just March 10th. It's something, I believe.
March 16th.
Mm-hmm.
So college night was something that Mosaic Soul was doing. He had this open mic event it was for college aged people. So when I was in high school, I wasn't even able to go. Like, Trey's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this event down at Triad Stage, but like, you're too young. So I'm like, all right.
I can hear him in his voice.
Yeah,
and that face.
So, like, dude's a dad now. Like, he's got work.
Whole husband
Whole,
now.
whole husband. He's working these long hours at this job. Like, and so he a couple months ago he recruits us, and he's like, I need. It's me, Kazi, and Bishop, which are three of my closest friends in the space. They're rappers now, so they think they don't do smoking murder no more. But
They started with
they
us.
they started with us. Um, so it's me, Kazi, and Bishop, and Mosaic Soul asked, "Hey, can y'all like help me with this? Like, college night is still college night at this point. Hey, can y'all help? I need y'all to be here. I need y'all to be my team." We're like, okay, we're down to do it. All of us are in there. We're doing it, and I see it start to dwindle down. Like, we had a few, I think we had two, and then we canceled one, and then we canceled the next one. And so, I was at Slam workshop with him, with Mosaic Soul and Charita, and I was like, so what are we doing with college night? And he's like, I don't know, like, I just don't have the time. And he's just like going through it, and I'm like, well, let us take over. Like, let us take over college night. Let it not be college night anymore. Let's, you know, let it be just for the youth in Greensboro and the surrounding areas. Let it be us doing it so that we can promote. We are in the social media age. Like, we were born into this. So we know how to work the social medias. We know how to promote. We know how to, get people there. And there are so many talented people around all of us. So if we can get people to this event, it'll be a hit, I'm telling you. So Trey's like, I trust you. I talked to the boys, we had a meeting, and we decided college night is now ours. We had a discussion about changing the name, changing the logo, and Bishop said, how about Food for Thought Thursdays? And I was like, that is so good. Like, Bishop I love him so, so, so much. So I'm like, yes, like, we're doing that. Food for Thought Thursdays. We got, our first one, we had snacks and everything. So we decided this in December after a college night, I believe. January comes, we don't have it. We're like, we're not doing it, whatever. And then February, we're like, okay, we're going to hit this shit hard. We're getting everybody together. I want For the Wolves, which is a collective that actually Gavin and his friend Kyrie started. And it's like so many of them. It's like 12 of them. Names from Mahogany Lachey, Kyrie, Bishop, Lamont the Saint, Mook, all these different, they are so talented. It's crazy. And I've been trying to get them to come to Nouns and Verb, but they're rappers, so they're like, we don't do poetry, blah blah blah. But just having them like in a space, guaranteed, like, the people who fuck with them are gonna come fuck with us too. So just having them there and like them posting, being like, oh yeah, For the Wolves is here, da da da. February 16th was the first Food for Thought open mic, and it was probably the best turnout we've ever had.
All
I'm
right.
talking, we had to get more chairs. I was hosting, Bishop was hosting, we were working the door, everything was just going so perfectly. The good thing about this open mic is, one, we're not asking for anything at the door. Nothing. Just come through, support, perform, do what you gotta do. We got snacks and stuff, of course. It's called Food for Thought Thursdays. Why wouldn't we have snacks? And then we have so many talented people behind it. We're performing, and then on top of that, we have so many talented people in our community who are just coming out. So our next one is going to be on March 16th. It is every third Thursday, like every third Thursday of every month. So it's once a month. And I am ecstatic. Like, this has been like a dream of mine to like step into hosting and all that different type of things. So I'm very excited that this is such a big thing for us. So yeah.
I am excited for you. I remember you saying these things, and to watch it manifest for you is dope. So, with that being said,
Mm.
what you gonna share with the people tonight?
I got two for y'all tonight.
Okay.
um, we got some old ones because my new ones are actually being saved for, of course, Food for Thought Thursdays, and then the event that I have on the 10th. But I'm just gonna say this now, and we're gonna put it on the record here, and I've also put it on the record at Nouns and Verbs. There is another book in the works. There's another
Hey,
book in the works,
that's what
and
I'm talking about.
it has a
You got a name
title.
already?
hmm It's called The Toxic Monologues, and it's
Mm-mm.
literally starting from the beginning of a relationship and going to the end. And it's rocky, but literally like all of these poems just and it's like it's a toxic relationship, obviously, but it's like it starts off and it's all lovey dovey and stuff, but it gets bad in the end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have that in the works. Hopefully it can be out by the end of 2023. That's what I'm working for. But if not, it'll be beginning of 2024, most certainly.
All right. This is the year of the books,
Yeah, this is the
I'm just
year.
waiting on Tayon to finish our illustrations for the book for me and my boys. So
Okay.
yeah, so and then we'll work on the next one, and then I'll get maybe in between there I'll slide a poetry book in there too. I'm not sure yet. I might make that the third book.
Okay, okay. We love it. We love it. So, this one that I have, this first one is called Awkward, and it's actually written about a boy because I don't really have crushes no more. I tell people that all the time. Like, I don't really have crushes anymore. I have like an infatuation with him. Like, oh, he's fine. I'm gonna obsess over that for a little bit, but I'm gonna obsess over the fact that I want him, but I'll never talk to
Uh,
him.
ain't
Because
even letting
I
him
don't
look. You ain't even letting him get a shot.
I don't want no boyfriend. I don't want no situationship. I don't want none of that. None
I
of that.
understand.
Just I'm tired. Okay. Um, I've never known how to flirt. I'm way too awkward for that. I'd rather sit on the sideline and psych myself out before I talk to a boy. I mean, I guess I flirt in different ways, like posting on my Instagram story and praying to God he sees it. Wouldn't it be easier to just say something? Like, damn, just say something. Maybe it would be, but I'm not in the business of making anything easier for myself. Never have been. Don't seem like I ever will be. I'm too awkward to flirt. Easier to just listen to the words I write, trying to formulate them the best way I can, because this is what I do best. And sometimes I can't do this either. Point is, I try to put my words down the best way I can. Damn it, Zakaria. Get yourself together. Maybe it's a nervous habit, because when we do speak, I'll start to talk too much, think too much, start to st- stutter over my words. I think my brain just stops working. Think something starts to short circuit. Basically, I can't speak. Could have said that in an easier way, but what I say earlier about making things easier for myself. Speaking of easy, it'd be easy for me to post and delete, gush about him to my friends because it's easy to talk to them, but to talk to him is a different story. Saw something the other day and couldn't keep the blush off of my face. I hate having a crush because I'm just too awkward to flirt. Can't help but laugh despite myself because one word and suddenly I'm a second grade girl flustering and shit over the cute boy in my class at recess. Got too many nerves, so I write the do you like me? Check yes or no, give it to him and run. I'm grown now and nothing's changed except the fact that now it ain't notes, it's text messages. Send a message and put my phone on D&D. Even through text message, I still can't get my words together. My palms start to sweat. Body get hot all over. My use of LMAO bothers me because who the hell laughs that fucking much? Damn it, Zakaria. Get yourself together. Like I said, I'm just too awkward to flirt.
That is like so honest, and definitely I know when you spit that in different spaces that there are definitely quite a few on both sides that can identify with that
I
though.
actually, so at our a college night that we did in I think December, um, he was there. The boy that I was talking about was there. He's a part of Florida Wolves. Um, I'm pretty sure he knew I was talking about him too. So I write this poem and I'm telling my friend Josiah, who was friends with him too. I'm like, yo, I can't do this. Like, I'm tired. Da da da. I'm like, I'm about to write this poem and I'm gonna spit it at college night so I can just get the shit out. And his name is Kyrie. He moved to freaking California, but like, I had this big crush on him, and I would not talk to him at all, and I still won't. I still won't.
Who
Like, I
knows? Maybe
post
he
his
would
stuff and everything.
talk to
No, we not doing that.
him.
No,
No, we're not
because
doing
yeah,
that.
because Bishop is like, that's my friend. Like, you need to chill out. Like, chill out. But I'm like, all your friends, fine. Like, relax. But I spit that at college night, and um, we do questions and stuff at the end, and I was like, I won't be taking questions on this one, and he was like, well, I got a question. It's like, why would you have a question of all people? Um, he was like, what situation made like you write this poem? He knew it was about him, so I was just like, let's not play dumb here, sweetheart. Let's not play dumb. But yeah, that was the first time I spit that poem. And, I mean, he heard it. He knows now. It ain't
Mm.
really. But
Has
it's just
he
like,
look? Has he commented about it?
I mean, he said something at the open mic, but I didn't hear him. So he didn't say nothing to me. He was talking to Gavin, and Gavin won't tell me what he said.
Because
But
Gavin want to make you say something to him so you can find out.
I ain't even got a crush on him no more. You know why? He cut his locks. Mhm.
You said because wait, you don't got a crush on him no more because of what?
He cut his locks. You know I love a dreadhead. I love a dreadhead from his family.
She said,
Cut them locks. I can't do
Oh
it.
man, he done cut the energy off. Oh
Mhm. He's
man.
done. He's done. I gotta let go of that though. These musicians. I got my eye on a
Oh
military man.
dang, bruh, you done messed it up. Cutting off the locks.
I got my eyes on a military man now. We ain't even gotta talk about that. But
Okay, okay. I
I
ain't
went
mad
to
at you.
Florida. I went to Florida. I was on Tyndall Air Base, Air Force Base with my cousin, and one of his friends. But
Uh-oh.
anyway,
Look,
this
she about to come down your way, V. But so this next poem,
it's called Addict. Um,
Addict.
hmm I've been like very open since I started poetry. I've been very open about my experiences. Very open about my experiences. The things that I go through, the things that are just in here. I'm kind of open about them. I was very, very, very open, especially about the most recent thing that happened, which was the loss of my pregnancy. Um, and one thing that I'm like super open about is my sex addiction. Unfortunately, uh, so I I think about it like this: if I can take my everything and put it into something and talk about it and you know put it out there into the universe, it's healing, and it can be healing for someone else as well, um, going through the exact same thing, because that's how I started writing poetry. There were people going through the exact same things as I was, and I was able to put my words down and put all of my thoughts into words and get it all out. So um, this one's called Addict, and it is about, of course, my sex addiction. So it goes. I'm an addict, and I'm talking clinically diagnosed. I am an addict. A nympho, if you will. I'm an addict. Not addicted to the way it feels, but the feelings behind it. I am an addict. But I'm repulsed by the idea of taking this drug from anyone else. I don't either. Sorry. I'm repulsed by taking this drug from anyone I don't have the slightest feelings for. You may be able to fake it, but I can't. Well, I can fake the moans, can't fake the high. I'm an addict, enamored with the feeling of my legs being parted, harsh breaths and rushed touches. Caress my thighs, paint my insides, and whisper those pretty lies. I can fake the moans, can't fake the high. Can't fake the shaking, can't fake the feeling of pure bliss my brain feels. Body just happy to get a release. Say things I don't mean. It's just the high talking. I don't mean it when I ask you to bust in me. Don't take it seriously. It's just the high talking. I'm an addict, a slave to the high, slave to the lies. I'll tell you that it's yours and you'll tell me that it's mine. Please lie to me. It doesn't matter when I come down anyway. I'm an addict, and I don't like the way it feels when I'm sober. Don't like the way it feels when I'm yearning for physical touch. Don't like the way it feels missing someone who I know won't ever think of me in the same way. I am an addict. And maybe I need counseling. Maybe I do need help. Someone to help me sort through these issues I got. Because truth is, I hate being an addict. Hate fearing a relapse. I hate the way it feels when I'm sober. But I love the way it feels when I'm high. I am an
Mm-mm. Yeah, I like that poem too. You talking to a lot of folks. It ain't just you, boo.
addict. Yeah, definitely like this year or the end of last year, toward the end of last year, I got a sex therapist, and we've just been talking, and on top of talking to my regular therapist, just making sure that like everything that I'm doing is in a healthy way. Um, I didn't figure out until a little bit later that I actually have a sex addiction, because it was like once I started talking to my therapist and we're like going down the checklist, and she's like, "So what do you do like when you're feeling sad? Like what are some of your coping skills?" And I was like, "Well, I have I have sex." And she's like, "That's not that's not good. Anytime I feel any other emotion other than a positive one, I was having sex. Like I was doing that a lot. I'm currently celibate. Um just taking a period to like calm down and make sure that like I'm taking care of myself and I'm being taken care of by somebody else. I'm not trying to. I'm I'm done with all that stupid mess. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But yeah. So I was just I was just doing stuff, and um, anytime I felt any negative emotion, it was like, okay, I'm about to go have sex, and then I would feel so shitty after. Like I would
Mm.
feel so bad. Like there was a point where, um, like this boy that I had been messing with for 2 years. Finally, we're done. I cut him off. Thank you. But I was messing with him for so long, and it was just like anytime I was feeling upset, overwhelmed, anxious, any of that, um, I was going to him, and I was letting him just do what he wanted to do. Um, and what really opened my eyes was when I got pregnant, and I was like, this is a result of me being reckless. Found out I was pregnant, found out I lost it all in the span of 17 hours.
Mm.
That hurt. um, and it's just like I knew I was pregnant, and I kept saying it. Like before I took the test, I was like, I'm fucking pregnant. Like whatever. First, we were making a joke about it, and then I took a test and it was positive, and I was like, this isn't a joke anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is serious. Um, and I went to the doctor, confirmed my pregnancy. I started cramping and everything, and went to the hospital, and there was nothing they could do because I was only 4 weeks and 4 days along. Um, it was a chemical pregnancy, and that it was just the uterus didn't attach. The my uterus, the egg didn't attach properly, so it
Mm-hmm.
just flushed it out. But yeah, he treated me like shit after I had
Wow.
lost my pregnancy, and that was probably like the worst possible feeling. But I feel like that was whatever higher power there is telling me like it's time to let him go. It's time to
Yeah,
go.
there are definitely reasons for everything. And I am one, like I always tell you when I see you, but as far as you being so open, I would like to, I appreciate you for, sharing and being open because, like, we've all had in numerous discussions before, poetry is definitely healing. And, you get to sift through a lot of shit,
Yeah.
and And it creates just like a safe space, especially when you have those spaces where you have the opportunity to share. And the circles that we've been in, regardless of whatever little additional negativity from one or two people,
Yeah.
but those people normally aren't around, like the rest of us. So that's a negative response from them is kind of expected. You know, when people tend to see that, not so much a clique, but when there is a tribe, a lot of people want that. But instead of just getting in where they fit in, they want to break the
Destroy.
mold,
Hmm.
or they want to take from, or backlash when they ask
Yeah.
certain questions and people don't react or respond in the way that they feel they should have.
That's
And those of us know we good. This is
always.
how you definitely tell when the outsiders, infiltrate. But poetry is a space where we want to welcome everyone, and it
Yeah.
is welcoming to everyone. It's just those that choose to use it, what I'm saying, honestly.
Hmm.
You can't come around with, ill intentions,
Yeah.
because your intent is your heart. That's everything. And that sets the stage for the energy that's going to be projected.
With
And
meeting everybody that I have met in the space, my my point where I felt the safest was when I first went to Nouns and Verbs. Went to
I
the
remember
first
you
one
saying that.
ever. Um, and I actually felt like a family environment. It didn't feel like I was competing with anybody. It didn't feel like, well, I have to be better than this person, or they feel like they're better than me because they've been writing for longer than I have, or they've been slamming for longer than I have, or they've been, performing. It's literally just, hey, like, here's a space, get your shit out, you know, listen to everybody else, embrace everybody else, and we'll embrace you as well. So meeting Morgan and meeting Sharita and you and everybody who was a part of that, especially meeting Tayon, like that was something that was just so good for me. Um, I had struggled to find my place in the poetry world. All I had was Mosaic Soul, Kazi, and Bishop. Like they were the only people that I had. But finding my space and getting in there and fitting in, and everybody just loving on me, regardless of what happens, regardless of what's going on in my personal life. Like that was the best thing, and I'm so grateful. Like I'm forever grateful for Sharita and that space and Morgan and everybody.
And we are grateful for you. So, um, don't forget though, Nouns and Verb will actually be on Clubhouse
Mm-hmm.
after the slam tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, shouts out to Sharita.
Shout out to Sharita.
The Gay City Griot Slam, 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then after that, we'll be on Clubhouse for Nouns and Verbs, kicking it at 10 o'clock. So, check our pages for the link. We'll be posting for that. And before we head out, tell folks how they can follow you, run down again the things that you got coming up, future endeavors, etc.,
Okay.
etc.
Okay, so y'all can find me on Instagram at the poet. That is THEE poets, POETT. Um, I don't know how I snagged that handle, but I did. You can find me on Facebook, Imani Zakaria. Um, Follow the group page with your, which is Food for Thought Open Mic. That's all the information on the open mic. All the information for everybody is on there. Kid Kazi, Mr. Bishop, Porter Wolves, all of them. Everybody is on there. Um, we have Dreads and Beads on March 10th. We have, which is pre-sale tickets only. You'll have to hit up Page the Poet. Um, and then we have Food for Thought on March 16th. As Sunshine said, we have Noun and Verb on Clubhouse after the slam tomorrow night. Um, and what else? What else? What else? Yeah, just make sure that like y'all tune in to my Instagram, and yeah, I will be posting everything on there. I post everything on there on my story. Um, and I post everything on my Facebook as well. And also my promo page is Zakaria Official underscore. Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, yeah, again, y'all got to excuse me because I'm about to get ready to go take that Benadryl. My throat is like on fire. It just sucks
Push
because that
through
was
that.
like, I haven't had, it was the Dole orange pineapple and banana juice.
So good. I got some of that in my
And
refrigerator.
that is so good when it's extremely cold. And that's all I had. I didn't even get a chance to eat anything. And after that, I was doing that all day. So I just kept downing myself with water. So I'm going to take that Benadryl so I could take me a good old rest.
Yes, absolutely.
So, V, you come on forward, and in the meantime, don't forget, the little ticker tape down there, if you want to donate, Cash App, $ Sunshine, that's SUN8HINE, Cromwell. And if you would like to be on the show, it's Shine Vibrations at blastmusic247.com, or you can hit up my socials as well. And any last words, Zakaria the poet? I love saying it like that.
Thank y'all for having me, seriously. This is really
And
dope and really honored. Thank y'all so
I
much.
thank you again. Like, honestly, I did not know, but that was dope. Year anniversary for your first book release. You get to talk about the
Yes,
next book coming up. So that's like divine energy. So just know that you are doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing.
thank you.
Okay?
Indeed.
All right.
Everything's been said.
Peace, peace, peace.
Have a good night, everybody.
Y'all as well.